Okay. Um, Something phenomenal just happened in this game, and this is Saturday, January 4th. I just played this game at 9:20. Looked over analysis, and I'm just gonna say you're not gonna believe this. This is crazy, cray. All right, crazy. Analysis. I mean, it looks like a blunders, but those blunders. First of all, let's go over here to this graph. 3 blunders. You can see that I'm going to go over the game real quick. But you can see that I had 3 blunders at the end. All of these mistakes and blunders happened under time pressure, like when we were both down to a few seconds. I just want you to look at the beginning of this game. Up to this point, move 41. There are 82 moves. 82 moves in this game with only a single inaccurate move right here. This is lead chess analysis, stockfish analysis of the game. I am flabbergasted. Now I've played lots of games where there's like 13, 15, 18, maybe 20 moves without any errors. This is 41 moves. And there's only a single inaccurate move. And then let's just go through the game real quick. So it's a d4, queen's pawn. Accelerated London. And typical progression of moves in a London system. You should. Normally, almost every single game I play, that bishop captures my d3 bishop. And it didn't happen this time, though. So essentially, the reason it's inaccurate is just because it ends up doubling up the pawns on the f-file. Moving on. Simple attacks, exchanges, development. I mean, I just can't even wrap my head around 41 correct moves, which is actually 82 moves total between 2 players, and only one inaccurate move, which, I mean, an inaccurate move is not necessarily a wrong move. It's not a mistake. It's just hard to believe that. And the thing is, what's really astounding about this game also is that it just seemed like it was so natural. Like, all these moves and all these pieces just occurred naturally. Nothing forced. No crazy sacrifices. Just all the pieces just seemed to go this way. I mean, it's only natural that these moves would be made. It was nothing complex. No kind of super deep thinking. Right up here now, I get a nice check, and I blunder. I mean, I don't think it should be a blunder. I think it should be an accurate move. But hey, stockfish. What I should have done is, wait, oops. Here, I should have attacked this back pawn, because once the king moves to e6, rook c6, and I win the pawn, and basically the game's over. There's no hope at this point for black. And so I guess that's why it was a blunder. Anyway, that was the Stockfish computer analysis. So I captured. It'd been the same style, the whole style of moves, just to capture and keep everything simple the whole game. So that's what I did. I just kind of went along with the flow. King e6. Rook d7 was probably the better move to defend. That way the king can work together with its G and H pawns. I think that's probably why that was a mistake. I mean, that's the theme, the idea, I think. Check. And here again, the computer says it's another blunder because I didn't attack that backwards pawn. There's no way to defend it. And so, it's a free pawn. That's definitely a blunder. If there should have been a blunder the whole game, that's definitely agreed upon. Blunder. So that's the second blunder. However, it's a kind of a moot point because, and the second reason I want to do this video is because of this pawn formation in the in-game. Look, boom. It's over for black. The game's over because there's no way that the G and H pawns are going to promote, because the king cannot come down the board past the 4th rank, actually past the 5th rank. Otherwise, the E pawn for white will promote, because it will be one step ahead of black trying to catch up. Once the king goes past, if the king goes past the 5th rank, the game's over. So in the game, understanding this, I made a third blunder. I mean, it's funny that I made no mistakes and no inaccurate moves the whole game, but at the end, under time pressure, you can see my time was 36 seconds. I didn't take, and he only had 11, so the game was pretty fast paced right now. 11 seconds left to 35 seconds left. And yes, my move should have been h4. Like I said, in the game, I didn't realize, because the pace of the game at the moment, that the king can't go past the 5th rank. If he does, and then he loses because my pawn promotes. I was worried in the game to let him into that e4 square, because somehow he might promote something or get past my king. But it was once I got into this position and I saw this position, I realized that I was okay. There was no way his king could move forward, and the game was over. So at this point, you can see he only had 1.2 seconds. He resigned. Anyway, this was a astounding game. But this right here, once this happened in the game, once this pawn became a pass pawn with nothing in front of it except the king, the game's over, because the king can no longer move past the same rank of that pawn. It has to stay in front of or beside that pawn the rest of the game, or else the pawn promotes. So this little pawn structure, that D4, E5 pawn structure, when you build those in the middle game, they become constant threats throughout the rest of the game. Now, the only reason, like this whole game, 41 moves, no mistakes, no advantage like that was even created in the middle of the game. However, at the end of the game, once I got to that position, once this happened right here, and this pin was created, boom, check, and check. We trade the rooks. That was actually a very bad move for him to trade rooks, but it happened. And he had 10 seconds left, so it's not a lot of thinking going on there. It's only reaction. And I got that past pawn. That was the end of the game. Once my e-pawn got to the 5th rank, it's the end. And I should have played a little smarter, but like you can see easily, this game is won. Boom. There's no way for Black's king to catch up. Now I have a queen to 3 pawns, but the likelihood of promoting one of those pawns is very slim because the queen just takes over. There's just no way to promote that pawn. Once I get back to the 1st rank with the queen, it's all over. So anyway, that was the game. Just mind-blowing that 41 moves. So I guess it's 81 moves technically without any mistakes or blunders. 81 moves. Perfect moves. That's just absolutely crazy to me. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed it and hopefully you got something out of it. Let's see. Check. Where is that pawn move forward? Here we go. E4 check. E6. And remember, once you have a pawn structure, check. Once you have this pawn structure, it's undefendable. The king has to keep that advanced pawn stopped. It has to stay on the same rank or higher or lower, or it's going to get promoted. So depending on the color, higher or lower depending on the color. So depending on which way the pawn's going to promote, but in this case, white's promoting on the 8th rank, so the king has to stay on the 5th rank or 6th or 7th or 8th rank, or else if it goes to 4th rank, boom, done. So hope you liked it. 81 moves, 81 perfect moves, mind blowing, done.